Shalom, shalom to the elect. 144,000 men, women, and children. Before I get started, let me give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessing to the brothers that are preaching the truth in the four winds of the earth. May Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, have mercy upon you. Okay, got one here. No work. Handyman warning goes viral. Just actually about 10 months ago, y'all. But it came across my feed. I said, well, maybe I can get a good lesson out of this right here. But we all can see the decaying of America. The work is low. The number of truck drivers we used to have. I've never seen so many 18-wheelers online for sale. That should tell you a whole lot right there. And then that should also tell you, with at least, the truck driver. I mean, it's still truck driving job, but just not as many as it used to be. You can get a truck driving job just about anywhere. Especially 18-wheelers, man. The truck driving job was, to say this here, has been in trouble since they started letting women take the truck driving job. That's when it was over with, because the guys that were making $25 to $30 dollars an hour or whatever, and they also did miles, but most of them was doing what, had a nice little income. And now Eve in the truck, now Eve getting what? Eve is satisfied with $14, $15. And so many percents an hour. But that's either here nor there. That's either here nor there. Babylon is through. Let's hear this. This guy right here is critiquing this guy's video right here. This guy's a handyman. It means that the job, even for the handymans, is hard. So let's just start it up.
Feed saying that there is no work out there, with a chilling warning about what's ahead. We're going to be watching some of these highlights of that video together, and I'm going to be giving you my thoughts as we go.
Today I'm going to be talking about some of the bad things about the handyman business that I have never experienced before since I started this business. And that is no jobs. So I've been doing this for a few years now. Just to give you a comparison, I posted my ad on Craigslist at 11 at night, and by 6 in the morning the next day my phone started ringing nonstop. And that was years ago, and it never stopped until now.
So he starts off by saying that years ago he would post a simple ad on Craigslist and get tons of calls for handyman-related services, and this was most likely during that post-pandemic housing market boom.
I would say 3 months ago I started noticing my phone not ringing as often. I was still getting jobs, no issues at all. I'm still making money. Then, I would say about 3 weeks ago, I don't know what it is, I don't know what happened, but everything dropped completely, like 99%.
Basically, following his timeline here, the jobs slowed down in the beginning of July, but have since come to a near screeching halt as of the third week of September.
I can tell you my phone was ringing non-stop. It would ring so much that I didn't even reply to most people who called or left voicemails because I just didn't have time.
So this was a huge problem during that post-pandemic housing boom, because there was such a huge demand for services across the board, and there was simply not enough to fill that demand.
I can tell you, in the past 2 days, I've probably gotten maybe 2 or 3 phone calls.
Alright, so just a few short years ago, it was so many phone calls that he couldn't even keep up with it. But now it is so few calls that he's getting about one per day based on what he just said. Now, I know a few people who do this handyman business, and not every call turns into a paying client. Oftentimes, you'll have these calls or even meetings with people that go nowhere, meaning that these handymen are potentially making no money on some of these given days. But the big question here is, why is this happening all of a sudden if he was just recently getting tons of calls?
For the past 2 weeks, I probably had like maybe for the entire week, like 2 or 3 jobs.
2 or 3 handyman jobs for a given week, that's absolutely terrible, especially considering that a year ago, an average handyman would be getting that many jobs every single day, if not more. I looked into it, and the average cost for hiring a handyman is $150 to $600. So if these 2 or 3 repairs per week were on the low end, that means that this handyman and others out there could potentially be making $300 a week or less before factoring in any of their expenses associated with their business.
And most of the jobs that I'm
Hey, it's me, your skin. I want to feel clean.
1 second. There we go.
doing right now are from existing customers that I have been working for the past few years. Customers that are well off. Customers that are not being affected by the economy right now as much as the middle class customers.
So I've been saying this for a while now. We seem to be in a tale of two cities economy where you have the haves and then the have-nots, where there's still a small group of people that have spending money for this type of thing, but the majority of people are actually in a very poor state financially. This has also been happening across the board with my friends' businesses, where it's a lot of work from existing clients with very minimal to no new work coming in. So at this point, he goes on to say that this problem has led him to go on and pursue paid advertising, which is something that he has never done before, but even despite that, he still has very little to no work coming in. In fact, he said the calls he is getting are people shopping around for the cheapest price on handyman fixes. Guys, that's absolutely ridiculous.
And now that's funny now, because in the hood, we've been doing that all the time. You know, in the hood, searching for the cheapest price. Now, it's not just us. You right? You know, but that's why, you know, man, Esau's kingdom, man, his queendom, should I say, it's gone. It's slowly, but I mean, these devils suffering over him slow, that slow suffering. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 12:3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, meaning their work, because they are few in what? No jobs. And those that look out of the windows be darkened. Soon you're gonna look out the window, there ain't gonna be nobody moving around out there. Everybody gonna be hiding up in their house, the lights off, the grid's down, all hell in the streets. You know what? This place, you know, we love it. Yeah, we love it, and we laughing, even though we gonna go through some hell too. But we're what? We're waiting on the hell, the Jacob's trouble to burst like a pimple.
Considering that just in 2021, you were lucky to even get a call back from a handyman or contractor. Now you have grandma calling every handyman in town trying to see who has the absolute lowest rock bottom price on something like a leaking toilet. And the problem is, grandma has a lot of time on her hands to call all of those contractors, and all of these people who aren't making money don't necessarily have.
Now, let me say something about grandma. Grandma used to get a whole lot of things for free. Now grandma got to pay for everything. Right? Think about it now. Eve ain't never had to pay for nothing. So now, Nothing is free anymore. So now they got to do what? They got to get on their grind and find the best price for whatever it is they're trying to fix. And I just feel for you sisters that don't have a man in your home. Cause they're not gonna. One thing about owning a home, it's gonna need to be what repair. You're gonna have to do repairs in there, regardless of what it is. Sometimes the simplest things is the hardest thing to do. Repairs of a home. This is why most women, I don't care if they can be rich, man, they'd rather stay in an apartment, man, so they can have a landlord or somebody to come out and fix something that break. That's why they didn't get it. But in the past few years, since this C-19, a lot of women has gotten homes. And now we in 2024 going in 2025. Now it went up. Even the 30-year mortgages is not even down to a minimum. Like you usually get a 30-year mortgage, man. Your mortgage payment monthly, man, be real very low. $400, $350, $400, $360, somewhere between and now. Yes, but now everything's high.
That luxury.
So yeah, I even lowered my prices. Like this morning, I had a lady, she wanted a bunch of things fixed at her house, like very small things, like change a doorknob, adjust the faucet that is loose, and then patch a little hole in the wall. So I just quoted her my minimum, which is $125. I would say just 4 or 5 months ago, I wouldn't have even shown up at her house for anything less than $250, just to give you an idea. And then she's like, okay, I'm waiting on other estimates right now, I'll get back with you.
So that's crazy. Just 4 or 5 months ago, he was saying that he wouldn't even show up for a job if it was less than $250, which is pretty reasonable considering fuel costs and all of that. But even now, after cutting his price in half to $125, he's in some cases not even getting the job because he's somehow being undercut. Prior to this, there was tons of demand for all of these services because people were moving all over the place and figuring.
Every single week, he will call me just to do random stuff. But guess what? I haven't heard from that customer in like 3 months. And I was at his house since I met him 2 years ago, every single week, until about 4 months ago.
Well, I mean, that is just sad here for both parties involved. Clearly there was a...
Oh, it ain't sad. It ain't sad for us. This is Ecclesiastes 12:4. And the doors shall be shut in the streets, meaning your businesses, right? When the sound of the grinding, meaning the work, is low. And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. No work.
A friendship established here between this handyman and that client he was talking about because he was working at his property every single week for 2 years, and then most likely finances got in the way and probably ended or disrupted at least that friendship.
He's a mortgage officer, and he was working from his house.
Now that's interesting. This individual was part of that work from home movement right here. With this unprecedented rise in interest rates, mortgage demand has hit a multi-decade low, with rates for mortgages coming in above 8% at this current point in time. It's pretty clear now why he's no longer getting calls from this client for his handyman services, but anyways, let's tune back in.
But last time I talked to him, he told me that he started going into the office because his company started firing people.
Okay, now that stinks. I mean, I can't imagine if you were somebody who...
Let's go to Jake up here, man. Let's go to Jake here. Let's hear Jake for a minute.
I worked 3 jobs, and I definitely hate it. I'm just getting off of my first job, my 9-to-5 main job, right? That I feel like I hate it now because I feel like they trying to like set me up. To be honest, so I'm transitioning. My other job, my second job that I work is what I'm getting ready to do now. Give me one moment. I gotta get ready right now. My bad. I thought I was gonna be able to do both at the same time, getting this vest on, because I gotta be on time. But I do Amazon Flex, and also I do rideshare. I do uh, Uber, and being able to help people out and deliver stuff, it's cool. I like it. It's a blessing to help people. I love to serve people, but I make money off tips, and people are not tipping. And I hate that aspect of it because I'm doing this.
How there gonna be no tip around here in a minute? Cause ain't gonna be no cash. So how you gonna tip? Hmm? You gonna need that. You gonna need that C hip, that carogamy in your hand to what to tip. If you're gonna be in the tipping. Well, you know Esau Edom. He knows how to influence you Negroes into doing what it is that he wants you to do for the majority. But the elect, he can't be fooled, can't be tricked.
To provide for my wife, for my daughter, for myself, to be able to.
See, this Jake right here is gonna take that C hip because what he just said, his wife, for his daughter, and some of the brothers that's actually around here teaching the truth is gonna for the same thing he just spoke of concerning his wife, his daughter, his children. He's gonna what? He's gonna be forced to do certain things that he know that's not gonna be right, and make her what? And no, make you take that C hip, you through. This is our second address, 6 and 22. Suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be what? Be found empty. And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall what? Be suddenly afraid.
To not need for anything, have all the bare necessities, and I hate having to go to work 3 jobs minimum, right? And I'm not even including the Amazon Flex work that I'm doing as a side, delivering packages. I hate that it's I'm constantly sweating, having to get in and out. The air don't stay in the car. It's over 100 degrees. And it boils down to compensation, and why I hate it. Because we're not getting paid what we deserve. My main job, I make them millions of dollars a month. Month over month, I make $1,000,000. I don't even get 1/1000th of that in pay wise to me to support my family. And a major part of me disclosing why I work 3 jobs and hate it, right, is to give you motivation that you need to work right to be able to survive, but don't spend all of your time just devoted inside of the workforce, right? You have to be able to keep developing yourself, because if not, you will find yourself working 3 or more jobs like me, working 3 jobs like me, not liking it, right? Majority of the time, because you want something bigger and better for your family. You have to stop putting all of your time into someone else's family's business, into someone else's creation. You have to put time into yourself. You have to invest into yourself to be able to grow. And that's another one of the main.
Hey, you gonna grow, Jake, working for somebody else, man. Ain't no way in the world. How you gonna grow? Huh? How you gonna grow working for Esau? Esau ain't finna let you have a damn thing. He not finna let you have nothing. Ooh, Lord. First, 1 second. I probably should have started up a little higher here. I started down here. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go with verse 18 of second address, 6 and 18. And it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw near and to visit them that dwell upon the earth, and will begin to what? To make inquisitions, because like that word inquisition, like privacy of individual, like violating their rights of them, would they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled. That's Jacob trouble. And Jacob trouble is going to what? It's going to take place, and they're going to be for the what? The 12 tribes or the children of Israel, Jacob trouble first. That's our hell, and in the process of that hell, us going through that hell, is Esau's ending. That's Daniel 12. Let's hear Jake out a little more.
And reasons why I hate working 3 jobs, because at the time, I like to live on a life work balance, and when you work 3 jobs or more, it literally takes all the time away, right? I want to have more time with my daughter to spend. I want to be able to have vacations. I want to be able to enjoy life, but it's unfortunate because of the prices that it costs to live, and I feel like it's like, even in the I don't want to be in a hood, but even then, stuff is expensive. So I have to work all these jobs. I have to put in the time. If I want, my bills not even caught up all the way yet, and I have to work these jobs, and I hate.
I wonder why his bills ain't caught up. Because he probably doing what? He doing Christmas. He doing holidays. He doing them damn birthdays. His wife having birthday parties. She probably got a shopping habit. Probably got endless things. You got furniture in the house. You want to get new furniture, and she got a car. She want to get a new car. This is why, Jake, you're gonna keep 3 jobs. You're gonna need 4 in a minute. Then in a minute, ain't gonna be no job. Then what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Then Esau gonna turn around and offer you something. He gonna offer you something for you to get it. Cause you gonna want to what? You gonna want to do. You gonna want to do for them kids and that wicked wife you got. Yeah, I call her wicked because she gotta be wicked. She ain't in the truth. She wicked. And he got 3 jobs. How can he satisfy his wife if he got 3 jobs? He ain't spending no time at home. You can't. He just went to a 9 to 5. His first job, he said he went to a 9 to 5. He went from a 9 to 5 to another job. Then he going to another job. He ain't got no time at home.
Sometimes I want to be more on my own purpose, on my own journey, and that's why your why has to be good, to be able to know that it's a blessing to be able to work, right? And this is just a pit stop. This isn't going to be the end goal. You're going to be able to move on to the next step if you have your goals, if you have your plan laid out. You just have to look at these jobs as a tool.
Yeah, Jake. Your plan is the Lord's plan. This is 2nd Ezra 6 and 20. And when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I show these tokens, meaning these signs, which is what you are being part of at this present moment, meaning the decaying of what? Of Esau's queendom, should I say. The book shall be open. The book open. Now the world know what? Know who we are and what we teach. Right? So the book is open. So the world is very aware that the Israelites are back and are given the prophesying the downfall of what? Of America and in Israel or Jerusalem before the book shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see all together.
Right now to get you to where you need to go, because money is a tool that we can use, and I just hate that I have to have so many jobs just to be able to get my hands on some of these resources. But It's definitely difficult sometimes transitioning, right? Going from job to job to job, back to back to back. Like I said before, the time away, it just gets at me sometimes, and taxes, and it's like I have all this work, right? And working in difficult situations sometimes too. It it seems very repetitive. Sometimes it feels like I'm not ever gonna get out of the rat race, so to speak. But you just have to remember not to work yourself into the ground, and it's key to keep improving on yourself. I can't stress out enough your why you're doing it, how you're gonna be able to get to your next destination, because these jobs, I just feel like they don't care about you. They don't care about me, and that's another main reason why I hate working the three jobs, because they just don't care about me, and I put in a lot of work and I put in a lot of effort into these jobs. YouTube is considered to be a job that I'm doing for free, but it's to help. I want to be able to serve. I want to be able to motivate you, um, and I don't want you pouring all of your time, all of your life into all work, all jobs. I know there's a lot of people out there that
Jake whining, man. Jake whining. Drake broken as hell. He's broken, and he's very broken. So let me get the precept, man. I'm gonna close this out, man, because I don't want to hear Jake whining no more, man. He getting simple. He getting again me that simp spirit. Second address 6:22 again. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. In the earth, that old wife of yours, she gonna be an enemy to you in a minute. She gonna be looking at your daughter, your children, as what? As food. Like enemies, in the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. Whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape. That's the 1/3 of the children of Israel. They're going to be taken up. And see my salvation. My salvation is for who? The Israelites, which is the elect, not everyone. Not even all Israel. Because 2/3 going to die with the heathen right here. In the end of your world. So on that note, I'm going to say, Call Halal Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem, Rakah HaKodash, Shalom.